Hi, I'm Chris, and do you ever crave the feeling of being scrombongled in your prime sanctum by 50 big sweaty men violently heartbreaking your wonderland for hours at a time? Yes? Well, I've got good news for you. See, fraud is not out yet, and so I'm forced to turn to the sins of envy, indulgence, bliss, machinations, and affliction. Sins Akita never wrote about, but the collective mankind certainly has. Good morning, my name is Zen, and today we're exploring the most ungodly, majestic, and downright otherworldly custom levels that range from stretching the definition of fun to enlightening me with dopamine I didn't even know my brain could digest, starting off with... In Ultrakill, you dive deeper and deeper into the depths of hell, but in this level, you begin your journey to the heavens. Out of all the non-conventional, non-Euclidean bullshit that's on this list later, this has got to be one of the most confusing, and that's saying quite a lot. Rubicon, pride, envy, hostility, all the way until Eden, you're on a ship that can pierce the heavens, and it is one of, if not the best Ultrakill layers I've ever played. Yes, you heard me right. Even compared to the base game, this stands up because it is striking. And to be honest, envy is quite fitting because the one thing that surrounded me throughout this climb was, why is everything an Evangelion reference? Giant crosses everywhere on a plate of a questionable substance, rows and rows of futuristic but desperate cities overlooked by ungodly creatures, and most significantly, an underground city that is one of, if not the best things I've seen in this game, backdropping your encounters with creatures of the unknown. But before we can begin to scrape the heavens, we must start at the ground. A dead march where crucifixes form the horizons. Contrasted with the second layer of Ultrakill, it's a harsh difference. Because whereas in Lust, you go from the top of a bustling city to the very bottom, in Envy, you start at the backwater of this place and rise to the very peak of civilization. In the distance was a church, so I began to hop my way over there. I think we're fighting on the ruins of a shattered bridge, because this was like, I felt like I was back in the Farron fucking Keep. Like, really, it can't just be me, right? The resemblance is striking. Like, I was basically fighting in the air the entire time to the point where you can use these damn crucifixes as bridges, which has got to be sacrilegious, but whatever. Church time, and oh, I swear to God, the church wasn't this big from the outside. I'm no architect, but this doesn't feel right. I think I should really get going. I know where this goes. Oh, that's not good. But obvious third impact joke aside, this is just a taster of the weird implications coming ahead because we're not even close to the worst part. But for now, we've got to raid more churches. Truly what someone breaking into heaven should do, which upon seeing this solid black skull is really making me feel like we're not going to heaven. Oh well, I'm not gonna think about it. Let's go to this church and... yeah, I'm no architect, but I know for a fact this flat-ass building does not have all that. I mean, guys, I've played Silent Hill. I know this doesn't end well. But before I could let Silent Hill dread my soul, the game makes a Titanfall reference because suddenly the world gets flipped onto its head as I'm forced to grapple with a headache that's rapidly approaching. It's 3 AM. Why the hell am I fighting demons on the ceiling as a GoPro? What am I doing with my life? But you keep on going, fighting through the rooms and cracking the crosses that block your way. Room after room after room, testing your strength, testing your will, and asking you how much you want it, forcing you to run in the dark with nothing but anticipation for what's to come, and before you approaches the city. Oh fuck, oh fuck, fuck! Like Lust, this level doesn't take place in a desolate wasteland, but rather a bustling urban metropolis. But like Lust, it also seems to be abandoned. It's people fleeing for a better opportunity in the layers above. Why stay envious of paradise, after all? When I entered the building, it wasn't met with a friendly reception, but rather a dock, slapping a skull on the pedestal and oh, a boat appears. Sweet. Not sure about taking boats in the afterlife, that's famously a bad play, but whatever, we're in the palace now. A casual black hole dripping ink all over, it looks like the fucking eclipse, but we're 10 layers away from heaven, it's like commuting from Blacktown. Anyways, to unlock the gates, we must crawl through the dungeons, and it's a nice dungeon, very well decorated. I mean, some of the safety is arguable, I'm not really sure about the endless pit below the bridge, but it's the thought that counts. Here we disarm the first lock and onto the next. Once we press the next lock, we quickly realize that some of the crosses have been replaced with skulls, not ominous at all, but no problem, as long as nothing out of the ordinary happens. That is a bomb. That is a bomb that has been fired down from the sky onto the streets. It almost looks like a lantern, and it seems to be fired down from a ship in the sky. So like any normal robot, we decide to go there. But before we can do that, we must finally visit the depths of the city. And can I say something? Even in hell, these cities have better urban planning than half of the cities in this country. I mean, in Lust, there's a whole ass subway system, and in Envy, well, it turns out there's one too. I don't know about the skill of the drivers, but a mass rapid transit system in this economy? I mean, good on you guys. And as I travel down the corridors, the excitement of the destination bubbles. Maybe I'll see the town squares, experience the culture. I wonder if the food in this city is good or not, but instead, a weapon dispensary. Oh fuck, I see what's happening. Unfortunate development. Now, aside from being the name my parents call me, this boss is quite the pain in the ass. From the looks of it, they have 5 main moves: projectile spam but purple, projectile spam but green, projectile spam but I'm running away, and a laser. So basically V2, but a whole lot less legible because this guy was kicking my ass, mostly because it's insanely hard to heal from them. Because while hitting them with my pistols were no problem, they were so fast and ran away so rapidly that landing a shotgun or melee felt impossible. So your only real opportunity to heal comes from parrying their green bullshit, and that's exactly what I plan to do. I fought the cancerous rodent before, and this Hollow Knight ass boss has got nothing on me. The 3rd level continues the wonderful Ultrakill trend of being the worst stage of the 4. I guess I don't make the rules, but it's not to say that it's a bad level, just rather long and very, very confusing because off rip, the fucking rules of gravity and reality get bent over and now we're in a city that twists and turns with no sense at all. Wonderful! From now on, it's just claustrophobic chambers after claustrophobic changes with constantly changing walls and corridors that do this. I mean, the rent in this place must be disgusting. However, every once in a while, you get a break from the claustrophobia and you're met with these wonderful sights of the outside. And like seriously, this is literally just the end of Evangelion. But we have a mission, and that's exactly what I still work towards, with the most confusing part being what seemed to be an exit. But this one was off. It didn't lead anywhere, it didn't finish the level. Rather, it boosted me into the shadows and twisted me around, taking me up and down and into somewhere aimless, and suddenly I was back at the start. But now I was on a different side of the room. Titanfall 2? Anyways, one pain in the ass combat room, and bam, the real exit was the friends we made along the way. And now that I don't know it's real or not, it's finally time for the boss. Oh wow. I'm on top of the world, but the world seems to be on top of me. I'm gonna let the game do all the speaking because no words can describe the beauty with justice. Just like the sense of awe I felt when I saw the underground city in Evangelion, or the first time I gazed upon the castle of treachery, this will always be my favorite aesthetic in anything sci-fi. And trust me when I say sci-fi. Opening the gates required me to confirm I was not a robot, which, well, awkward, but there's also these airlocks that scared the absolute shit out of me. Thank God they make GoPros waterproof. And finally, I stumble upon what seems to be a ship. Chains and tables and everything abandoned on the walls. I see a map detailing the journey up to Eden, a wonderful tree of humanity up towards the heavens. I'd like to imagine that this was a station where people would begin their journeys to bliss, but now it seems that bliss has soured. Sitting alone was a lanky man with bright green eyes, and I thought I should ask him, some questions like, where should I go? Oh, I'm so sorry for bothering you. Wait, what the fuck? You're the king of nothing. Oh, this guy must be weak as shit. The boss was in fact not weak as shit, but rather strong as hell. Subscribe for more witty writing, guys. Anyways, imagine him as a sword machine on crack cocaine with the ability to summon mind flare orbs that also are on cocaine. All fought on top of a really wonderful arena that he farted on to make sure you can't leave. A notch, king of nothing versus me, king of asking you guys to subscribe. I haven't uploaded in months. My goldfish is starving to death. Please help me. But jokes aside, I knew one simple trick. Because parrying his moves was a pain in the ass, and I didn't really want to deal with all of that. So I came up with one simple trick. All you need to do is camp the edge and he can do literally nothing. The more you learn. But it seems like it pleased him because I did not kill the king of nothing, but rather he spared me. A test to see if I was worthy to pass, a test to see if I could handle hostility. Prelude on crack. Actually, scratch that. Prelude on Fent. super fend because this is the most visually insane level I've ever witnessed. Like, it is completely bonkers insane. It started relatively normal. Yeah, I mean, it has Five Nights at Freddy's flaws, but as you progress further and further and further, the level finally opens up. First, you rob this blue skull and the factory around you begins to break down, and when you return to the pedestal, you find it knocked over, so you jump in the vent. Like a sussy imposter, I'm gonna kill myself, which is a perfect location for them to throw like a mannequin jump scare your way, but whatever. And you reach this totally not suspicious hall. I sure hope I don't get trapped. Alright, whatever. Unfortunately, they never bothered to repair the floor, so I popped open the belly of the beast. There's a Gutterman, which is cool, but oh my god, look at all these moving parts. That's the one thing about this level. Everything is moving, like you're inside a machine. Gears, piston, fire, cogs, explosions. It was completely overstimulating, and that's exactly what I paid for, man. Every surface was an environmental hazard for both you and the enemy, and it just kept getting better, because the next room contained a machine gun on the ceiling protected by an idol and a massive pit of fuck you lava in the ground that if you fell into would instantly turn you into a goop, and after you clear the room, you see an idol get lifted up and the machine gun explode. You can see my fascination. I mean, these pistons are animated just so smoothly. Like, I just don't know how that happens in Ultrakill. The next arena had this suspicious ring in the center, making me go, I wonder what would come out of it. I expected like a fan to unlock and bring me up, but instead a massive mechanical arm rose from the ground and locked in with another one, rotating the entire goddamn building as I jumped down its maw and faced this massive gate. Truly, this is Prelude on super duper giga fent. It's insane and it's free somehow. God damn, I love PC gaming. Truly, this goes to show the limitless potential of this community and just how insanely impressive and amazing it is. Because not only is this level incredible with so many small details and features that boggle my mind, the player base somehow managed to beat this in how much time? What the hell? Welcome to Affliction, a world without anything but a pillar of light in the middle, and as I descended into it, I wandered into a hall before reading, "This action will reward you. Cerberi are now slower and have weaker orbs." Weird, I know, but I thought nothing of it. The one thing I did notice was the lack of being jumped. Usually they'd fill a hallway like this with a bunch of enemies to kill, but instead, the only enemy I saw was a sleeping stray snoozing on the job with a sign asking me to politely not kill him. And like a drunk Japanese salaryman, I threw some goodies his way for when he woke up, and then I left. But now I read, filth are now friendly. Oh, I see. The more good I do in this corridor, the easier the rest of this run will be. And that's what seemed like was the gimmick. Because these tests only continued. I saw a street cleaner and used a coin to pop its backpack. Now they won't dodge projectiles. I see spilt oil and I shoot a rocket at it. Now oil will coat the world. I jump through a corridor and my health goes down by 10. I pick up a blue skull and a message echoes throughout the halls. The dead haunt you. Whatever, I'm sure it's no biggie. Let me place the skull down, go to the staircase, and the fuck? Jumping across some platforms to what I think is a split in space-time reality, the consequences of my actions are shown to me. The filth, chill as hell. The street cleaners, lobotomized, and everyone is oiled up. Makes me wonder what the game means by the dead haunt me. Oh my fucking god, what is that? The beauty of custom levels is the fact that they can easily apply a gimmick. Some of them are pure confusion, some pure pain, and this is an unkillable, rageful entity chasing you 24/7. And the presence of this thing is a major pain in my ass. You can never stop, and since you're fighting over the void, any screw up would be very bad for your health bar, and even worse, it seems as though something was watching me the entire time, judging my actions. What Affliction demands was speed and certainty. Just like the decisions you made before you entered the level, you must feel the consequences of your actions, and that means one simple thing. You must be prepared for the result of every failed shot, every whiffed jump, every moment devoid of speed. Truly, this is some Ultrakill gaming. Anyways, we jump into this platform and suddenly the sky lights up. It almost feels like I'm fighting in one of those Minecraft infinity chambers, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Don't get me wrong, the souls of the dead were still haunting the shit out of me. I mean, look at this clip. Jesus Christ, I should have been dead like 5 times over, but it feels like the virtues of my past were bringing some good karma into my life and I managed to live, only to be met by a voice. Voice acting? In this economy?
Your actions have encapsulated.
This is truly peak. And speaking of peak gaming. Portal 2. Okay, not really, but it felt Portal 2-y, you know, if that makes sense. And frankly, it makes sense because this layer is bliss. Look how happy these cubes are. Unlike the other levels being strictly urban or whatever the fuck this is, the level is intertwined with nature and it feels fantastical. I mean, look at it, it's so pretty. Anyways, you enter this bunker thing, and what I thought would immediately return back to some grimy chamber turned out to be a wonderful grotto. Like, oh my god, it's so whimsical compared to the hell I've been through. Quite literally. Or would it be more heaven? I don't know. Truly, compared to the other levels, it felt like a walk in the park. Not difficulty-wise, but in the fact that it looks like one, and 2, it also doesn't involve breaking and twisting the fabric of reality. However, the main objective of this mission is to climb. You see this massive tower in the background, and yeah, you're going up there. Have fun. Using this vent, you're flung above the dilapidated city below you, and you're sent to the first section of the tower. Fun fact, I learned that word from my English teacher in 5th grade, and I've never let it out of my head. He also hosted D&D sessions. Yeah, primary school is pretty awesome. It's this sense of upwards mobility that reminded me of Envy, but now there's life weaved in between the mechanical sci-fi constructions. You got pipes and fight in the air, balancing on a bunch of orbs with your grappling hook and climbing up and up and up. Once I reached the top, I found these 2 skeletons looking outwards at the world around them. I wondered how long they've been up here. It must have been a good death to die in the arms of someone you loved, overlooking the world before you. I'm gonna disregard what was said in this note, but the journey didn't end there. Rather, you just kept going up and up towards the sky, clashing in the clouds, almost free as a bird. It's a magical feeling, not to be repressed by the need to stay afloat, but rather blessed by it. Almost like every encounter reminded me of the Leviathan fight, with how limitless the potential for aerial combat was. But alas, good things must come to an end, and if we're on the topic of the Leviathan, Vision is Bioshock, just a little less green. Okay, not really, but like you kind of get me, right? I mean, there's corpses everywhere, and YouTube, these are polygon models. Please, I haven't uploaded in so long. Don't demonetize this video. And there's also these big brother eyes looking at you everywhere. Not this big brother, this big brother. Luckily, this level is pretty beautiful, you know? You only get the occasional glimpse of the scale of the city, but the snippets you are fed are pretty nice. There's one major thing, and that's that this level is very wet. Because you're underwater for a good portion of the map, you're allowed to use the grappling hook to your heart's content, and that allows for some very reckless gaming. It also allowed for a bunch of really rude enemy placements because this was claustrophobic as hell. There's 2 main things I want to bring up. 1, the general level flow. It was very, very good. While there wasn't really a clear gimmick, it had a really consistent and unique theme that was achieved through being grounded. I felt like I was actually making my way through a flooded city, or at least what I assumed to be a flooded city. All these people drowning made me think that this was less of an Atlantis type beat and more like a... Wait, no, Atlantis was sunk. Fuck. Occasionally, signs of life before disaster showed itself. Gardens, study rooms. Oh wait, no, it's New Zealand that I was trying to make the reference to, because New Zealand in TF2 is it's built underwater. Shut the fuck up, what am I saying? Occasional signs of life before disaster also showed itself. Gardens, study room, halls. It makes you wonder what happened before everything went to hell, quite literally. And it's truly a magical feeling, because while my lore takes are some of the worst pieces of dog shit on the internet, that sense of curiosity results in some of my favorite and most memorable moments when I'm playing silly video games on my PC, instead of, you know, getting a job. And 2, custom enemies. Yep. Imagine my shock when I was walking through this level casually and this motherfucker jumped me. It's kind of just like a Virtue on steroids, which is pretty cool. Also, this section had a ferryman spam lightning at you the entire time, like Virtue spam healing like beams of light at you, and that was such a massive pain in the ass. I died more times here on this than every other level in this video combined. Anyways, I found a skull, and as I made my way back, I began to reflect. From a massive new city piercing the heavens to a realm that is bound by judgment, to a crazy hell sweatshop, to another tower piercing the heavens, and now this. It was just so amazing. This community is truly incredible and nothing can ever replace it. So much love and passion, it was inspiring. And just when I got really deep in thought, oh fuck, oh why is there a Minotaur here? What the hell? Okay, see you guys in like 3 days. I've been working on something really massive and also not failing my exams, but I got the massive, I got the urge to play custom levels, and I decided to make a video out of it real quick. Anyways, a big video is in like a week. I just made this to like warm you guys up. Anyways, before you go, check out these levels and these amazing creators. Thank you for watching, and from me, thanks to all these amazing people for making such incredible ultra killing. Really into making pour over coffee, that's kind of cool.